What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raze. In today's video, we're going to take a look at all the information released on Stranger Things Season 4. To explain what will happen in Season 4, we have to go back to Season 3 and explain some things that will be very important in Season 4. Because we have to take a look at important scenes from Season 3, we feel like a spoiler alert is in order. The first thing we have to bring up is the disappearance of Chief Hopper, because we don't believe that he just died when closing the gate. His body was never found, and we strongly believe that he made it out alive somehow. Our first theory is that he threw himself into the Upside Down in order to not die from the explosion. We think this would be the most likely scenario because that way he would survive the explosion, but he would also be missing, just like he is right now. Why is this important for Season 4, you might ask? Well, let me explain. In the previous seasons, the main characters have always tried to close the gate to the Upside Down, but if they find out Hopper is trapped in the Upside Down, they might try to open a portal and save him, just like they did with Will in Season 2. The other thing we want to bring up is one of the first scenes in the end of Season 3, where we get a view of the Russians' secret lab. First, we find out that the Russians managed to capture a Demogorgon, which they, for some reason, feed humans. From what we know from the previous seasons, the Demogorgon couldn't survive if there wasn't a gate from the Upside Down to our world. Since this scene takes place 6 months after the crew managed to close the Russians' first gate, this means that the Russians have managed to open another portal, most likely located in Russia this time. Remember that we said that they feed their Demogorgon with humans? When deciding who would be eaten by the Demogorgon, the Russians first walked towards a metal door, but one of the guards quickly said, "No, not the American." Knowing that the Russians have an American, we started thinking about all the possible characters they could hold hostage. We first thought about Hopper, but that really didn't make sense. I mean, Joyce would have seen if a bunch of Russians ran out and grabbed Hopper, so we had to scrap that idea. Then we realized one very important piece of information Callie told Eleven. She told Eleven that Dr. Martin Brenner, the man who worked with Eleven ever since she was a kid, wasn't dead like we all thought. Since we haven't seen where he is, he could very likely be the American the Russians are holding hostage. This would also explain how the Russians know so much about the Upside Down. Dr. Brenner revealed the information so that they wouldn't kill him. If this is true, however, this means that he left out one part, Eleven. He never told them about Eleven, and we believe that this is because he loves her in his own weird way. Now, when the world knows about what happened in the small town of Hawkins, we feel like the fourth season could take a more worldwide look at the Upside Down. A very interesting plot, in our opinion, would be if the whole world was invaded by the Mind Flayer, and not just Hawkins. When the whole world knows about the Upside Down, it also opens up the possibility of multiple portals opening at once. And what that could result in, we don't know yet, but it would for sure cause a lot of problems. An attack would be especially bad now when Eleven's powers are weak after the Mind Flayer's bite. We hope that she will return to her full strength again, and we don't see any reasons to why she wouldn't be able to. Eleven has been the biggest threat to the Mind Flayer without a doubt, and if he managed to damage her abilities permanently, he would have a really good chance of winning this time. However, now when the whole world knows about the dangers from the Upside Down, they might have all weapons ready. I mean, if you look at the final battle in Season 3, we see how much the fireworks damaged the Mind Flayer. Just imagine a bunch of missiles. I don't think that Joyce and her family moving away will affect the show that much either, since if the Mind Flayer returns, they will all gather up again in order to once again defeat it. Let's just say that for Season 4, Stranger Things have changed its location to the whole world instead of just Hawkins. With that said, if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. Also, don't forget to comment what you think will happen in Stranger Things Season 4.